want to bring in Policy Director for United Against Nuclear Iran, Jason Brodsky, and retired Army Brigadier General Shawn Harris to kind of weigh in on these developments. Shawn, what about you? What's your take in terms of the White House framing this memorandum of understanding more of a peace deal that's going to end hostilities in the region for years to come?
Good morning. I would tell you I agree with him 100%, but I would also, from a military point of view, the Middle East is a tough neighborhood. A lot can happen in 5 days. And on top of that, right now, Israel and the Lebanon thing is still not really has closure. But the key piece is when this is signed, or if it is signed, the military will receive an order to clear the Strait of Hormuz. That demining will take a period of time. So I need to make sure that everybody understands that the ships will not just start moving immediately through the Strait of Hormuz, but it will start. But again, this is a tough neighborhood. In between now and Friday, a lot will happen.
Yeah, 5 days could make a big difference. Obviously, there's a lot of cautious optimism that we get to the actual signing of this agreement. Jason, let me talk to you about the details of this deal, because they're starting to trickle in between the U.S. and Iran. A lot of people pointing out that there are some points in this deal that seem to be contradicting each other just based on the White House's version and Iran's version. For example, the White House is saying that it's agreed, Iran that being, has agreed to destroy nuclear materials and dismantle its nuclear program. Iran, though, saying, wait, that's something that's actually going to be negotiated in the future. If this is true, that critical component of a deal, disarming Iran from having nuclear weapons ever, is 60 days enough time to get that done? I've spoken to a lot of experts over the last couple of weeks who've pretty much said the same thing. There is a level of concern that with there being a temporary version of a deal, you just fund Iran further to then stall and maybe reignite fighting just later down in the future. Shawn, let me ask you this. The president is framing this as a huge win, right? Since the Strait of Hormuz, according to him, is going to be reopened. But the Strait was open before the war, so I think there's some criticism of whether the president can call this really a win. What's your take?
Well, in the world of politics, everybody loves to spin. But from the military point of view, you're exactly right. The Strait of Hormuz was already open. Now we're just getting back to status quo. The question is, after these 60 days, can we continue to keep it open? And like we said earlier, a lot will happen in the Middle East in the next 5 days. But I also think from a military point of view, our military will be there for quite a long time. Even though we're always in the Middle East, I think this will become a permanent mission for us so that we can actually make sure that commerce can actually pass through the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, I think to your point, ensuring that it remains open for the next 60 days and beyond is critical, and maybe ensuring that in the future Iran never has the power that it had this time around to control that critical waterway and block some 20% of the world's oil supply, along with other commodities. Brigadier General Shawn Harris and Jason Brodsky, really appreciate both of you coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.